Okay, we're going over Wednesday's column of bell work on the language arts section of your bell work packet. Number 1 says, label the parts of speech of the underlined words. The sentence says, Emily is always careful with Tanya's stuff. The word Emily is a noun because she's the name of a person. Is a linking verb. Always is an adverb. Why is it an adverb? Well, because it describes the adjective careful, and I know careful is an adjective because it describes the noun Emily. With is a preposition, and then stuff is a noun. Okay, if I move on to number 2. Number 2, the directions say make the noun plural to complete the sentence. I circled the keyword plural, and I know that plural means more than one. So the sentence says, while making blank for Tanya and herself, she knocked over her drink. The word sandwich is in parentheses, so that tells me I need to make that word plural. So to make sandwich plural, I added ES because sandwich ends in CH. Number 3, punctuate the dialogue. Dialogue is my key word. Dialogue is conversation. When you have conversations with other people, when you're talking, you always punctuate using quotation marks. So the sentence says, watch out for my iPad, Tanya shouted to her friend. So I asked myself, okay, what exactly did Tanya shout? Well, she shouted, watch out for my iPad. So I know I need to put quotation marks around that. And I know I also need to put an exclamation mark behind iPad because it says Tanya shouted to her friend. So because of the word shouted, that tells me that this sentence up here needs to end with an exclamation mark. And then of course this is the end of this sentence, so I put a period. Okay, write a sentence using the word abnormal. First of all, I need to know what abnormal means. So I know that abnormal, we learned this last week, means not normal. I'm going to write, it is abnormal for Emily, and I'm going to just write Emily again since we're talking about Emily. It is abnormal for Emily to be absent. So I can infer from that sentence that obviously Emily is always here at school. Any sentence that you write on yours, as long as abnormal means not normal, it will work. Okay? Write a sentence using the interjection ouch. I know an interjection shows emotion. So I'm going to circle the keyword interjection. I'm going to write shows emotion. Interjections are mostly at the beginning of sentences, so you can write ouch. I pricked my finger on the rose bush. So that tells me, obviously, it hurt when I pricked my finger on the rose bush because I said ouch. Okay? Which word best completes the sentence? All right, so you know I like to use the plug-in method when you have sentences like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this sentence and I'm going to plug in each word after, similarly, however, in the blank to see which one makes the most sense. So, I strongly dislike your sister. After, I would really like to go to her party. Don't think that sounds right. Anytime you need after, you need a sentence before that with the word before. It's usually a sequential order sentence, and this is not in a sequence. Okay? I strongly dislike your sister. Similarly, I would really like to go to her party. That really doesn't sound right to me either. Usually when you read the word similarly, you're comparing and contrasting two things. Similarly means how things are alike or similar. Okay? I strongly dislike your sister. However, I would really like to go to her party. So out of the 3, however sounds the most correct. Anytime you can use the word however, you can can also use the word but. So if I wanted to say, I strongly dislike your sister, but I would really like to go to her party, if that sounds okay, then you can use the word however. All right, write the meaning of the underlined word. Passengers pay a surcharge if their suitcase weighs over 30 pounds. If I look back on Monday's list at my definition of sir, I know that sir means above, over, beyond, in addition to, and additional. So that tells me that if the passengers had to pay a surcharge, they had to pay something above what they were regularly charged. So, or in addition to what they were regularly charged. So I can say, in addition to a charge is what I'm going to put.